Next on the Shield, it's been 30 years since the Challenger accident, and many Americans spent last week reflecting on the lives lost and how far the space program has come. But could there be a key impact that we've overmissed?
And we are live tonight outside of the SAFE office. In just a little bit, we'll bring you more on how the SAFE office is trying to keep Valpo students safe and make them aware about sexual assaults. That coming up in just a little bit.
You may have heard about the winter storm currently in the southwest, but as it progresses towards us, I'll let you know what we have to be worried about come tomorrow. Right now, you're watching The Shield on VUTV.
Live from the VUTV studio in Schnabel Hall on the campus of Valparaiso University. This is The Shield on VUTV.
Thank you for joining us on The Shield. I'm James Priewe.
And I'm Katie Nickolaou. The SAFE office has held an education and training event to raise awareness about Title IX and how to prevent sexual assaults. We turn it now to Amy Vanderhayden, who is live outside the SAFE office with more on the story. Amy?
That's right, Jimmy and Katie. Now, the SAFE office is trying to make campus a lot more safe and also make students aware, and that's why they had their Title IX education presentation last Tuesday. Now, all three sessions that the SAFE office held on Tuesday night were packed as students came in to learn more about Title IX and how to prevent sexual assaults on campus. The seminar focused on how Title IX relates to students and the ways it can protect them. We spoke with the SAFE office coordinator, Paula Dranger, to find out more about Title IX.
Title IX is a federal law in which there is no discrimination allowed for students here of any kind, of any gender, and any sexual identity. And in that then came sexual assault, sexual harassment, domestic violence, dating violence, and stalking. We really want people to take this and put it into their lives and day to day in order to keep a safe campus.
And if you or someone you know has been a victim of sexual assault, you can contact the SAFE office on their 24-hour crisis line. Now that number is 219-464-6789. But the key thing that Paula Dranger did mention when we talked to her is that to keep campus safe, you have to be aware at all times of what's happening around you. Guys, back to you.
The water crisis in Flint, Michigan has led some Valpo students to take action to help those affected. Valpo United for Flint is a group recently created to help bring clean water to the people of Flint, Michigan. Students have been collecting cases of water throughout this past week to bring up to the people of Flint. Those involved said they felt that they had to step up to help the people who were in need.
Not just on campus, not just abroad, but in our back door. Michigan is right there. And it shows that we have commitment and we care about our students because we have several students who are from Michigan, as well as a lot of students who have family in Flint. So it shows that we care.
It's really like our duty because like these are people who like need help. So it's like, who else is going to help them? Like we need to stand up and do it.
This past weekend, the VU Ballroom team hosted their 5th annual Valpo Comp in the Hara Union Ballrooms. VUTV spoke with 2 team captains of the ballroom team to hear their feelings about competing at home this past weekend.
It'll be a good time seeing old people because a lot of alumni come back to compete and see the team. So it's a good time. It'll be a good confidence booster for us. And it's nice. My parents will be up here, so it'll be a good time.
Just being able to compete with my friends cheering me on, I just hear my number. It's just really exciting because you go to other competitions and you hear all their friends and family cheering for them. And just knowing that I have my friends and family right here is going to be really cool.
This past Thursday, America reflected on the 30th anniversary of the Challenger accident. Storm Shield meteorologist Lauren Hilko explains how the weather made a big impact in one of the deadliest NASA space missions in history.
I remember sitting in my parents' bedroom listening to it on the radio with my mother and just all of a sudden hearing the people's reports of this, what was going on. They couldn't even put it into words.
Challenger, go with throttle up. Roger, go with throttle up.
Roger, go with throttle up were the last words heard 30 years ago by the Space Shuttle Challenger crew. 73 seconds after liftoff, the unthinkable happened as millions watched the Challenger explode into pieces. What many do not realize is that weather played a huge role in the cause of this tragedy.
Over the course of days, first and foremost, the first opportunity that they had for launch, they actually put out a weather forecast that the weather was going to be bad, so they scratched the launch, and in reality the weather was fine and it would have probably been a very successful launch. They actually had too much vertical wind shear, which would be change in wind direction as you go up in the atmosphere, and they had to scratch the launch for a second time. The third day, and I should say the third time that they tried to launch, that was the disaster in the sense that it was a very, very cold morning. In fact, the cities nearby were experiencing record lows that still hold today. And there was a lot of ice on the platform due to the fact that they were trying to keep a flow of water going and had some things freeze over. And they had to play around things a little bit, but ultimately the cold temperatures contributed to some faults in the shuttle itself, in the sense that a O-ring, which was not allowed to expand and contract as normal, resulted in the release of some gases and ultimately caused the Challenger to shear apart.
Cold temperatures and ice formation led to 7 astronauts losing their lives. Their legacy still lives on at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. This will be an event in history that no one will forget. Reporting for The Shield, I'm Storm Shield meteorologist Lauren Hilko.
You know, it's actually gotten a bit warmer in the past couple of days.
That's right, Katie, but I heard we could be seeing some rain up ahead. Will, what's the forecast looking like?
Well, it's very true. All these warmer temperatures that we're seeing are all ahead of this mid-latitude cyclone that's really, really going to take shape into the coming days. If we start you out with our radar, you can see the workings of that cyclone now over the west. You can see portions of Colorado now. I know the Rockies picked up to 2 feet of snow in areas, but then if you look farther south into Texas, a little bit more heavier rain. So look at that snow. I mean, it's really, really impressive. This is typical. You get an upper level trough work its way across the Rockies, and then with that, a surface low develops. So not really much to talk about for us here at the moment, but as that low progresses towards us, we'll start to see some rain tomorrow. I'll have all those details coming up on Full Weather.
Thanks, Will. Coming up, village invasion.
Next on the Shield, the Boko Haram insurgents target a rural village in Nigeria. Over 30 people are killed or injured. We have full details. Plus, the Iowa caucus is an hour away, but not all Iowans are thrilled about the attention. We have residents' reactions when we come right back.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it... If Daniel won't change your mind, baby, right.
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
After months of concern, the Zika virus has become an international problem in public health. At a press conference today, the World Health Organization is calling the virus an international concern.
Members of the committee agree that the situation meets the conditions for a public health emergency of international concern. I have accepted this advice. I am now declaring that the recent cluster of microcephaly and other neurological abnormalities reported in Latin America, following a similar cluster of French Polynesia in 2014 constitutes a public health emergency of international concern.
Tomorrow morning, Iowans will be able to have something they haven't had in over a year: peace and quiet. The lead up to the caucus, which is just under an hour away, hasn't been received well by all Iowans.
Pretty excited. I'm tired of all the traffic.
I'll be happy when today's done.
It's getting old. It's going to be nice to watch TV again, see some different commercials, not have as much mail, get a lot of mail from the candidates.
Are you excited that by this time tomorrow, it's all going to be over?
Yeah. What are we going to do? Go back to normal life?
It'll be nice just to have things back to normal.
The lack of phone calls will be nice, yeah.
Have the commercials and the calling?
They're annoying, very annoying.
All over the TV.
It's just absolutely ridiculous. I am so, it's just too much.
You hear about it all the time. It's all anybody talks about.
A little overboard.
Just a lot of phone calls, a lot of TV ads and stuff like that. And everybody's, it's nice when it first starts and everybody at the end, it's ready to get done.
I was in the spotlight for today. That's enough. Then they...
A second Virginia Tech student has been charged in the death of a 13-year-old girl. The remains of Nicole Madison Lovell were found Saturday, 3 days after she disappeared from her home in Blacksburg, Virginia. Virginia Tech freshman David Eisenhower was charged with her murder and abduction. Police say another female student faced charges yesterday.
19-year-old Natalie Marie Keepers has been charged by Blacksburg Police with one felony count of improper disposal of a body and one misdemeanor count of accessory after the fact in the commission of a felony. Keepers, a Virginia Tech student from Laurel, Maryland, is being held without bond at the Montgomery County, Virginia jail.
Police say Eisenhower knew the victim before her disappearance. He reportedly used that relationship to abduct and kill her, but it's still unclear why. Investigators say Keepers then helped Eisenhower dispose of the victim's body.
Dozens of people are feared dead after an attack by Boko Haram militants in northeastern Nigeria. The military says the Islamic extremists attacked a village near the Borno state capital Saturday. At least 46 people were killed and 35 people were injured in the Saturday night raid on Dalari. Near Maiduguri, according to local accounts, the insurgents arrived in golf carts and on motorcycles. The gunmen arrived and began torching homes. Villagers were just wrapping up evening prayer as the gunfire began. Dalari is near the largest camp for people displaced by Boko Haram violence. It houses around 20,000 people. We've seen some warmer weather recently, and we hear that there may be some rain in our near future.
Storm Shield meteorologist Haenni has a full forecast when we come back.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it... If Daniel won't change your mind, baby, right now.
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
Welcome back to The Shield. Man, did we see an abnormally warm day today across the Valpo region. Let's look at these temperatures right now. 41 still in Chicago at this hour, 41 there in Gary. Here in Valparaiso, we are at 43 degrees. We saw an afternoon high a little bit earlier today of 46 degrees. Now this is our future temperatures. This is now Tuesday. This is tomorrow afternoon. We're going to see a similar day tomorrow in terms of our temperatures. Not in terms of our weather, though, and I'll have a few more details about that, though. But 2 o'clock tomorrow, we're sitting around 44 degrees. That's all due to the cyclone that's going to be progressing through our area. And by Wednesday morning, still at around 40 degrees. So these 40s are going to stick around for the time being. We're back into the upper 30s by Wednesday afternoon, and then we cool Wednesday into Thursday around 32 degrees late Wednesday evening, and by early morning Tuesday, 26 degrees here in Valparaiso. So here's our future radar. This is the storm I'm talking about. Now for us, not going to really mean wintry precip like snow or freezing rain or anything like that. So watch as we move this forward. This is now Tuesday at 6 a.m. That's when this cyclone is really going to start to take shape. See the classic snow signature to the northwest of the low center and rain along a cold front on the eastern side. Now as we advance this forward, you're going to see this rain start to push into Missouri, Illinois, and then into Indiana. So watch this. We're going to zoom in, and this is now Tuesday around noon. That's where we're going to start to see the first round, I think, of rain. For us, though, not going to be snow. That's the good news. So as we advance this forward, that rain all pushes through our region throughout the day on Tuesday, and into Wednesday, we should start to clear. So Wednesday, Thursday, looking mostly clear. I think on Wednesday, though, as the system progresses through, we could see a lingering snow shower. So here's kind of the breakdown. You saw the snow up where those blue colors were. Down here, there's actually a storm threat. So this is just such an impressive system to see. For us, though, again, rain throughout the Illinois, Indiana region. Where we're at, mostly just rain. Again, down south is the severe threat. And then if you look out to the west, northwest, that's where they could see snow totals of up to a foot to 18 inches. So here's the specifics for your day tomorrow. We'll top off right around 47 degrees, and by the later portion of your afternoon, 44 degrees. Here's your precip breakdown, up to 90% by the later portion of the afternoon. So we're definitely going to see a very rainy Tuesday for Groundhog's Day. It'll be a little bit windy as well. So 47 degrees tomorrow, as I just mentioned. Wednesday, those showers could linger on. Depending on where we're at temperature-wise, those could actually be light snow flurries very early Wednesday. Nothing's expected to accumulate. But as you can see, by the midweek and later portion of the week, we should just be seeing mostly cloudy skies, partly cloudy skies, I think, by Friday. And by the weekend, we're still a little bit warm for this time of year. I think our average high, I just looked it up, is 32 degrees. So we're still hanging in there around 4 or 5 degrees above average, I think, by the later portion of the week.
That's going to feel really nice, especially for Groundhog's Day, having a nice warm day, it looks like.
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait.
Unlike you guys, I prefer snow, personally.
Oh,
I'm
more of a rain person, so tomorrow's event will be good. Well, thank you, Will. After the break, Jordan Morandini has your full Crusader Sports update. Stick with us.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's the better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it...
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
Welcome back to The Shield. I'm Jordan Morandini with today's Sports Update. As always in these winter months, basketball season is in full swing, and this past week was no different. The men's basketball team had a pair of big games, opening up with Cleveland State this past Thursday at the Arc. In what was the first of a two-game homestand for the Crusaders, they came ready to play against a Cleveland State team who has struggled in the Horizon League this season. Valpo led from pretty much start to finish in what was a dominating 77-52 win. The win included multiple alley-oops, many no-look passes, and a couple other crowd-raising dunks in a game that took Valpo's conference record to 8-1. Star Alec Peters was fantastic with 18 points, and both David Scara and Shane Hammock each pitched in 10 apiece. Every game is important for this team moving forward as they battle to try and finish first in the conference. The Crusaders then had a quick turnaround when they hosted the Youngstown State Penguins on Saturday night. In what was Space Jam night at the Arc, it was rocking as over 4,500 people came to see the #1 team in the Horizon League in action. As good as Valpo looked on Thursday night, one could argue the Crusaders looked even better on Saturday in a dominating 97-68 win. Like they did on Thursday, the Crusaders led for pretty much the entire game. Alec Peters put together another good performance with 18, and Jabril Adekoya had a fantastic game off the bench with 16 points. The win took Valpo's conference record to 9-1, and they currently hold a 2-game lead over all other Horizon League teams. The Crusaders will be back in action this Saturday at UIC. Now transitioning to the women's side of things, the Crusaders had a full week following a pair of 2 wins 2 weeks ago to prepare for Ivana Campbell and the UIC Flames. In what was a battle throughout and a low-scoring affair, the Crusaders fell on the wrong side of the ship in a 54-50 loss. While no Crusader had a monster game, many had good contributions. Valpo trailed 51-50 with just under 6 minutes remaining, but didn't score in the final 5:44 of the game. Danny Franklin led the way with 12, while Jasmine Walker had 11, Hannah Schaub had 9, and Meredith Hamlet had 7. The loss took Valpo's conference record to 4-5, so the Crusaders will have an opportunity to get back to 500 in conference play this Thursday when they host Wright State. That is all for sports today. For more information on Crusader athletics, be sure to visit ValpoAthletics.com.
All right, well, thank you, Jordan. We'll be right back with a final look at your weather forecast.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it... If Daniel won't change your mind, baby,
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
NASA says we're learning more about how Earth got its moon. The evidence comes from rocks brought back by the Apollo astronauts more than 40 years ago. Scientists have long theorized the moon formed after a small planet collided with Earth about 4.5 billion years ago. Now researchers at UCLA have learned the crash was a head-on collision, not just a glancing blow. As earlier theories stated, astrophysics analyzed 7 moon rocks and compared them with 6 volcanic rocks from Hawaii and Arizona. They found the oxygen in all rocks, both Moon and Earth, had an identical chemical signature. That's strong evidence most of the Moon was formed from primordial Earth and not the other planet that crashed into Earth. The findings are published in the newest edition of the journal Science.
Well, you know, that's really interesting, actually. I'm quite interested in space, so I never knew that. Good to know.
Did not either until now.
Well, you know what? In those videos, it looked like there was some rocky weather, you know?
Oh, man.
So what can we see coming in our future as...
Katie, I don't know if I can ever talk to you again after that one. Well, so let's show you what today, or tomorrow actually, is going to look like. So this is Tuesday. This is Groundhog's Day. If you weren't aware, we'll have to see whether or not that little guy sees his shadow or not. I'm not calling any bets right now, though. So tomorrow, we're going to top off around 47 degrees. Another abnormally warm day tomorrow, topping off in the upper 40s. So you see the rain throughout the day. So let's talk about that, shall we? 90% chance by 2 o'clock. I think by the early morning hours, 10 a.m., 12 p.m., we should start to see those showers kind of work their way into the Valpo area. But by the later portion of the afternoon, definitely going to be seeing some rain. Now, winds will be pretty gusty, up to 35 miles per hour out of the east-southeast tomorrow. Normally, though, around 15 to 20 miles per hour. So you're going to want to dress for rain and for the wind. So something that's going to break the wind, but that's also on the, waterproof side. So here's your 7-day forecast. Groundhog's Day. Rain again by Wednesday. Showers still lingering, I think, very early on, but by the afternoon, just a mostly cloudy sky. 36 degrees, your high on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we're not dealing with any rain or any snow, and we'll be still a little bit above average. So that's your forecast.
Well, thank you, Will. Well, for Will, Jordan, Katie, myself, thanks for watching, and have a great night, everyone.